Today we're talking about maximizing your business with Canva. And I'll be doing an introduction myself. And thank you, Kayla, for your introduction. And then we're going to be talking about Canva and plans and pricing, key features of Canva, practical demonstrations. I'll be doing the practical demonstration, Q&A. If there are still any questions, I'm happy to share my knowledge. I'm hoping you might share your own knowledge with each other, because often that's where we learn the most, and conclusions. Today's journey, we're going to be talking about maximizing your business activities with Canva. And I'll be doing an introduction, Canva plans and pricing, key features of Canva that I'm hoping you might utilize, or you've probably already been utilizing, some demonstrations on my side for you, Q&A. I'd love to get any questions you have or any thoughts you have that how you're using it that might help others. That would be huge. That's where we often learn the most, and the conclusion of today. And who I am, like I said, I'm Sofie Andreou. When I'm not sitting, which I do a lot of sitting and Zooming to people like yourselves all over the place on how to leverage the power of AI, leverage the power of social media, leverage the power of Canva. I'm hiking, or I'm in my kayak, or I'm with my dogs. That's kind of my places to be, to reconnect and to be at peace so that I can actually be effective during the day. I'm glad to be here. We have another session coming up in February, and we had one just a few weeks ago, it feels like. And so today is Canva, and my undergrad's computers, master's of engineering, and I've really enjoyed working with small businesses since I started my own marketing company back in 2002. And as you know, in that time frame, so much has changed. So what is Canva? Canva is a user-friendly graphic design platform that allows users like you and I to create stunning visuals with ease. And it's all drag and drop interface. It has a vast library. Depending on your pricing plan and what you've purchased from them, you're able to get more access to more templates and more design elements. Canva has also added many AI applications, apps to it as well, to help with your daily design. And it's just, if someone's not using Canva, I'm not sure how they're doing many of the things that we need to do daily in our jobs, for communicating with our staff, communicating with our clients, whether you're using what you've created on social media, your website, or internal documentation. So Canva offers an affordable plans, as I was saying, including a free version and professional version. So if you're new to Canva, start off with the free version, and you'll see which parts you have to pay for. It'll have a little crown on it, which means you have to upgrade to use it. But there's so much you can do for free. There's also a nonprofit version that is available. And I'm finding that I feel bad for designers out there, because a lot of the things we used to go to them for, we're doing ourselves, like creating flyers for events, or creating documentations, or even our AGM content we're creating on Canva these days. But a good designer knows how to use Canva better than any of us, so they would be able to flex their muscle quick on Canva as well. So, like I said, there's a free plan, a pro plan, which is the one I use, a team plan. I have at times worked with teams where they've added me to their team plan, where we collaborate on a design, and I'm a member for a while, or I'm a permanent member on some of those businesses that I do their social media for. So they have a different plan. If you have staff, you may want to have the team bent plan, and I'll take you through each of them in a moment. There's the enterprise plan, which I'm not sure any of you are large enough to use the enterprise plan. I don't know. Maybe at a higher level, it's something you would contact them and see. And then there's the nonprofit plans and educational plan that I think many of you might qualify for. So if I go on and we look at the plans, so these are the plans, the free and the drop drag and drop editor. Anything that's available on the free is obviously available on the ones that you pay for. The pro plan is $150 a year, not a month, a year for one person. So it pays for itself in a moment, really it does. And you have all sorts of templates, a million templates on the free plan, but you have 100 million templates, which is mind blowing on the unlimited templates, sorry, on the one that you upgrade, and so many different types of photos, videos, and designs that you can use as well. Then there's stock photos, as I said, AI generated writing on all of them. So if you are writing something, it's a paragraph, or it's an introduction in um, uh, a flyer. You can actually click on the AI and ask to improve it, or give it why you are creating this, your voice, and have it write it for you. So it's pretty cool. And you can actually have it print and deliver your designs as well. If you're creating business cards, did you know that? They'll actually deliver the business cards to you. And then there's cloud storage. Everything's in the cloud. It doesn't have to, it's not on your computer. Everything is in the cloud. And then the unlimited templates, things that are not free on this one, on the free one, that I don't know how you can live without, that you'd want to pay the $150 for a year, is the removing the background. It's such a great part of this tool where you can actually, put in a photo of myself and Kayla perhaps at a conference where we're, have our booths and we're at a conference, but behind us is something that we didn't notice, that wasn't appropriate, that we didn't want in our photo. It'll just remove it for us. It's wonderful. Or it could even put in another background for us that wasn't there in the first place, kind of like the backgrounds that we have on our Zoom here. And there's all sorts of AI tools, as I said, online customer support with this part as well. And then the Canva Teams, that's where you have, say, a number of people that work for you that need to build on something that you've created, and you'd like them to build on it. So then they have access to build on that flyer, or access to build on something that you're going to be using your logo and you've already started. So a template that you'd like your social media to all look the same, and you want someone else to have access to it. So some people will have one email and password to their Canva and share that with their team. Now imagine if somebody quits, or there is some bad feelings and they quit, and they have access with the one email and password. That's kind of frightening. Like, what will they do with your Canva, right? Will they just put it, change the password? You'll never have access again. However, if you have team members, this is where I think it's beneficial. So you have one person that owns your Canva, and then you have team members. If someone is now no longer part of your team or part of your organization, you can just remove them from the team, so they don't have access to your Canva anymore, which is just really good practice for you to do. So you should do the same on your Facebook, the same on your other online digital properties. Make sure that you have someone that owns it, that's part of the company, and then the other people that are admin, they never have ownership. So they're not going to delete you by mistake, or the company's brand by mistake. So in this one, there's all the activity that you can do in the other ones, plus the team. And where that's really important, and I'll show you this, is your brand. Ensuring that your brand is consistent across what Jill is creating, what Kayla is creating, what Jennifer's creating. If they each have their own individual Canva platform axis. They may have a different tone of color. They may have different fonts, but with the same one, the brand, you can share the brand amongst everyone. That's where people are saying that's the most effective. And then there's Canva Enterprise. They don't tell you a price. That's where you'd have to connect with them. And then there's the nonprofits, which I think might be your team, and you'd have to apply for the nonprofits. And what I'd like to know is how many of you are any of you part of Canva as a nonprofit? Okay, so I'm not sure how that works, but it might be something that we might want to look into. I don't know if anyone looked into it to see if the nonprofit applies to your organizations. I know you're all a little different, your organizations, but it might be something. Then there's education as well. So that might be something we should look into. Okay, now where was I? I have a few of these open, as you can tell. Okay, so thank you very much for that piece. So I'm going to now continue with the rest of the presentation. So as I said, we have different plans, and I totally know that it will help your productivity by upgrading your plan. So some of the key features, I mentioned the brand kit. I'm going to show that to you first. Each of you have your own logos and what you're doing. So what you're doing with the brand, just think of it as you're bringing your logo into Canva. As soon as you want to start using Canva, it's one of the first things you want to do is bring your logo into an area I'm going to show you, which is your brand kit. And then it takes from your logo the colors that you should be using throughout all of your designs so that your brand is consistent. So that's kind of the key with brand. If that's one thing that's really important. Magic resize. This is again something else you do only if you've upgraded. Otherwise, you have to save the project and copy it and recreate it. It's a little bit cumbersome. You can do it resizing it. What do I mean by resize? Well, I just created a logo for some of the companies I worked with through Tecumseh Community Futures. And in that, we created the logos long so they could use it on as headers on their websites. We created it square so they could use it as their Facebook social media logo. We created it round so they could use it on Instagram. And some of these were people that were creating fairy skirts and ribbon skirts, sorry. And so they also needed it a little bit longer and thinner to put it on their skirts. So with Canva, I could magic redesign. I created it once, the logo. They approved it. They loved it. I was thrilled. And then what I was able to do a magic resize where I click on what I'd like it to recreate itself as new dimensions, and it does it for me. Then I go in and tweak it. So that only you can do when you've upgraded to the, I think it was 140 a year. So that's a really good tool. Then this background remover, I mentioned it earlier. I'll show you how that works. And that works very easily to take a background and just remove it. There's also something called background erase that I use a lot. I really like this background erase. Sometimes I want the background, whatever I'm seeing, in the background, because it makes sense. This person is in a certain situation, but I hate wires, and there's all sorts of wires behind them that looks really messy. So with the background remover, you can remove everything, but the magic erase, you can just put your mouse over those wires and it magically erases the wires and fills in what should be there, like perhaps just the wall, or perhaps it's a library, or trees if you're out. So it's okay, you wouldn't have wires when there are trees, but the magic erase I use a lot. Okay, between you and me, sometimes I also use it to get rid of a double chin if I have too many black under my eyes because I've lack of sleep. So it can also magic erase some pounds. And so don't tell anyone I do that, but you can magic erase other things too. So for me, that $140 is way worth it. Collaboration tools. And this is real time where you can put up a design that you're working with. Say I'm working with Kayla on something, and we're going to be doing a boot camp for social media in the summertime. I'm making this up. And we've decided we're going to work together on what the flyer should look like, some of the materials. And we can do that together, and I can see her working, she can see me working. So that's really cool, real time. So you may want to think about how you might use that with your teams. So what I have on this PowerPoint for you is links to tutorials that Canva has. And they have become very good at all of the tutorials. They've shared a lot of resources with you. So I just wanted to share with you where you would find these tools. So these tools are under, when you get to Canva, under tutorials, getting started. And here you can see all of these under, where you're going to find is under design school. So don't be scared of that. It's not like you need to pay to go to design school. Design school is free, accessible, I believe, by everybody. And you can actually take yourself through every single aspect of Canva. You don't even need me anymore, I hate to say, but I'm thrilled with this. You actually can go through every single element of Canva, and these are excellent resources. So it shows you how to get started, easy design, simple sharing. It shows you so many different things that you can do. So I'm just going to take you into one or two of them right now.
Welcome to Canva. Let's take a look around the homepage and learn how to find what you need to start designing. With Canva, you can design anything. There are thousands of professional templates to get you started. You can explore templates in a few ways. Start by typing keywords in the search bar. Browse by document theme, or scroll down the page and be inspired. If you have something specific in mind, you can enter the custom dimensions here. In the top menu, you can discover templates by theme. Explore photo and icon libraries, printed products, apps, and more. Or access Design School, where you can learn to use Canva and supercharge your design skills. The sidebar helps you organize your designs. You'll find all the designs you've created in this tab, and designs shared with you by your team in this one. Creating a team is easy. Just add the people you want to design with, assign their role, and invite them. You can also create folders for designs, photos, content, and ideas to keep your projects organized. Canva's homepage makes it easy for you to design anything.
So as you can see, they have fantastic tools and in their design tool, in their design school rather, to help you do everything. So you can go through that yourself at any time. But I just wanted to share with you some of the things on my own for you. So when you go into the design school, it's all right here. So home on Canva, as she showed you a little bit there, you have all these different tools if you want to create a document, a presentation. Presentations are pretty cool on Canva. It's fairly new, where you can, it's like PowerPoint, but the transitions are much cleaner and better. AI is in there if you want it to give you, if you want to tell it that you'd like 3 slides on a certain topic, it'll do that for you, just like PowerPoint will, but it's a little more creative in the images it could put in for you. So it's very, very cool. But what I wanted to show you was over here, your brand kit. So one of the first things you want to do when you're going on to Canva for your business is go over to the brand kit. And now you have to upgrade for your brand kit. Why is that worth it? Because you do it once and then the colors are in there for your own business. So you click on brand kit. So this one is my brand kit. These are my colors. So if you wanted to add your brand kit, as it says, you just set it up, your own brand kit, upload your logo, and find and your brand assets. So some of you may have hired somebody that has given you all your brand assets, which means your font and your logo and how to use it. So this is what you would upload here. So if you haven't done anything yet as far as your brand kit, you simply go to the brand, click on Add New, because it'll be the first time you'll be adding your brand kit. And in this case, I'm going to say, whoops, I'm going to say, 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 test. Sorry about that. Let's cancel that. Just say test and create. So I've created a new one. So where you're going to start, I don't know why it comes down here because you don't even know it's up there. You're going to start with uploading your logo, and then it will take the colors right from your logo. So I uploaded this one, the Cam Indian Friends Center. So I like the colors in it. So I uploaded this one. And then what you're going to see, I should have tested it ahead of time. Oh, good, it did it. So what you're going to see, it takes the colors right from the logo. And so now what happens is when you're creating any type of social media post, you say, use the colors from my brand, and it's going to use your colors from your brand. Then you can also go in and decide what do you want all the title fonts to be. So again, as I was saying, you may have a brand kit already, so you would go in and find the brand, the font that your brand kit says you have. Otherwise, you need to decide which font do you want for your titles, which font do you want for your body. If you have a specific font on your website that you've been using, I suggest you use the same font. Sometimes the fonts don't match, but what I love about Canva is you can actually upload the font. So if you're not finding the font here that you'd like, you can actually upload the font to Canva so you have it. So that's just a brief overview on how you would set up your brand. You can set up certain icons as you may or may not have in your brand. You might have certain icons that you also use along with your logo. So this is where you would add those as well. Okay, so that's just kind of a real fast on how you would set up your brand. That's really important, and it makes it's very professional to have your brand. And then if you want to share this with somebody, you're going to copy the link, and anyone in my team can use it, but I can also share this to somebody who's not in my team. So if you haven't upgraded to use the team and you want to share it, you can share it with somebody who's not on your team. But it just makes it so much easier if you just add them to your team. Um, by sharing and adding them to your team. On my home on Canva, this is how I go home. And I'd like to resize something I've already created. So all of your projects are under projects. So they called it something else earlier, which wasn't correct, but it's all under your project. So if I go to my projects, it's something I've created in the past already. And so this is one of the ones I just created for a client of mine. He is a pharmacist, obviously. And I went in, took a couple of videos. It's just a simple little uh, post that I've created for him. And I think this would be really cool as a reel. So I think what I'd like to do on this one is redesign it, resize it so it's a reel. So as you can see, this is a probably a Facebook post, what I've created, because a little bit longer. It's not square. These guys don't have Instagram yet. They should. We will. So if I want to recreate it as a reel, when I'm in here and I'm here, I'm looking at this, I think, well, what do I do? I simply go to resize. So on resize, I can recreate it as a reel, Facebook post, square, custom size if I want to custom size it. So why would I do a custom size? Sometimes I do flyers or posters for clients where what I've done here they really like and they'd like it a little bit larger. And so what I'll go in there is and I will put in the inches, the size that I want it, and I will recreate it as a custom size. So that works out very well as well. So in this case, I'm going to just make it a reel. So I'm going to copy and redesign because I'd like to keep the original as it is. So it goes through and it's going to copy and redesign what I have here. And so now what I need to do is edit the reel. So I'm going to click on this. So they kind of redesign it, but that's not good enough. So what you have to do is just don't look at it and then redesign it how you so that it actually fits as a reel. So and these also are the same dimensions for your stories. So I'm going to put this over here and that. I'm going to enlarge both of these. Here's where you can see what I'm doing. So I'm redesigning this. And so I'm taking this. It's very simple. You take the bubble there, this little circle, that helps you redesign it. And I take that, and I'm going to take him, and I'm going to move him around. I got to change this a little bit. I've cut off his head. That's not good. So as you can see, I'm fiddling with this. Maybe I'll get rid of the testimonial and just put him up here. That's cool. Yeah, and then maybe I'll get rid of the phone number. Oops. So I can delete it, just move it off the page, do whatever I want, and then make that like that. This is in the background, just something I thought looked cool. I use on all of their things. So as you can see, I'm making it look now like a reel. So if I was to play it to see what it's going to look like, I can see what it's going to look like there. Now this one, I need to change that as well. And you can see that it says 5 seconds here. So I can change the timing so that it lasts as long as I want. It looks like the timing for this still is 10 seconds. So I can make it 5. I can make it as long as I'd like. So it's now 5 seconds. And so you can also change this to however you'd like it to be. So that's very cool. So this is how some people create their reels as well. And they use them on Facebook and on Instagram. They'll create it right on Canva. Let's get rid of you and increase you. And maybe I will keep his phone number on this one and get rid of him. Whoops. Okay, so you can see that I'm able to recreate this and change it as I'd like to. And then say I'd like to duplicate this. I click on these dots here and I duplicate page and say I'd like to change this photo to something else. So where do you think my photos are? If I go back over here and I go back over here and I have all my uploads. So design is I can change the design. I'll do that in a second. Elements is if I'd like to have something like this brought in, other elements that I want to, give it some dimension, or I may want to say a frame, or I may want to have graphics, anything I like. It's just amazing. It's endless what I can put in here. Text, I can put in more text if I want, any type of text. They have some very cool text that you can put in so that it's a little bit more creative. So you have all sorts of different text you can put in. Your brand, of course, I can look at the brand, make sure it touches is my brand, but this is my client's brand. My uploads, this is everything you've uploaded is here. So I can upload from his shop. So why don't I just put him in here? So I can upload a different photo of him in here. Again, it's 5 seconds. I can make this a little bigger and make sure it makes some sense. And then you can also add music to it. So they have a ton of music. So if you'd like this to have some music, so you won't hear it because of we're here together, but I could give him this music and put this here. So now I have music on this reel as well. And I can also transition so that there's a transition between them so that it transitions. And I can also say apply between all. So now I have music here that you can't hear. The transition just faded in and out nicely. And then the transition is there. You can make the transition whatever you like. If I wanted to do it chopped instead, apply between, you'll see that my transition has now changed to a chop. So it's very simple to change that. And now I have this mobile version is completed. And if I wanted to download it, because I'm ready to use it, where do you think you go for that? Over here, share. Share is a little deceiving because you think that it's actually sharing it to somebody. Share is actually gives you the choice to download. So you can download. This is a video, so you're downloading it as an MP4. MP4 is video. If you wanted just the individual elements to be downloaded as photos, then you would share, you would download again, but you would change it so that it's downloading as a JPEG or as a PNG. So you would download it as a image file, and it's going to download as an image file. So that's kind of cool. Maybe you were presenting this, you've decided, you know what, I'm going to present this, perhaps not this, but you all wanted to present this as a PowerPoint. You can also download your documents now, which is fairly new, as a PowerPoint. In this case, it would be 3 PowerPoint slides. So you can now bring it into your PowerPoint. So that's really cool. So there's just so much you can do with what you've just designed. Again, I designed it as it looked like a Facebook post dimension first, then I recreated it here, and I can use it now as a reel on my different social media platforms. Perhaps I'd like to use it in as a PowerPoint, 3 slides in a PowerPoint as well. So you can read it, you can reuse what you're doing and repurpose it, and that's makes it so useful and such a powerful tool to remove the background. Actually did this one and removed the background for this friend of mine. I was in her wedding 2 weekends ago. So it was a lovely picture of the bride to be and her maid of honor, but it was in the kitchen. It was horrible, right? So all I did was remove background, and there we go. We removed the background. So I can change the color of this. Right now it happens to be on green, but I can change it to just white, and that works out much nicer. So you can see how removing the background is beautiful. I had mentioned before that you can also erase things, and I erase things I use a lot. So how would I do that, do you think? Where you would go is here, edit. So under edit, it has a Magic Studio, which I really like. So you remove your background. They've kept it here on the Magic Studio, but it's also on your on your ability to edit. So when you click on an image, right now, what pops up is what you can do with that image. You can edit it, remove the background, you can crop it, you can flip it if I wanted to. You can make it transparent. There's different things you can do with that image. You can animate it so that, oh, they've got new things coming out again, so that it brushes on or it inks on. All this is new. Every time you come onto Canva, you're going to find something new. So you can have it so it actually is animated. Your photo, if I had other elements on this photo, I can position it in front or in back. There's so much you can do. But let's just go to edit. So on edit the photo, I can magic erase. That's where I can remove things on the photo that I just didn't want there. Perhaps for some reason I wanted to get rid of this leaf that's there. See what it does. I didn't practice this one. So as you can see, I took a brush, I clicked on it, and I erase, and it should give me her white shirt without that leaf on it. And it was a lovely wedding. Okay, do you guys know why that happened? Because I already removed the background, so it kind of removed her completely. What I needed to do was keep the background there so that it wouldn't have put a hole in my friend's arm. So that was my mistake. So if I hadn't removed the background, um, it would have just removed the leaf properly. But you can see how easy that would be. And now if I want the background back, I click on remove background, and it would have brought it back normally. So sorry about that. So let's see. Magic Grab. This is another one that you can actually flipped images are not supported. Magic Grab. Say I want to take him and move him over. Edit. Magic Grab. Select object. Takes a while. And I can actually move him to over if I want to a different position. Okay, this better work. I'm supposed to be able to grab him and move him anywhere I want, and it's going to fill in the background. Oh, there we go. We moved him over. You can see he was moved over, but it's because I'm in this circle. I can't move him over properly. I apologize. So note to self, don't do that in a circle. Different things you can do in the edit. Uh, right here, grab text, magic edit, and expand. I don't know if you've ever done the um, any of these other ones, but they are worth playing with and seeing how they work for you. And they actually have a tutorial on how to do it beautifully, which you can see right here. All of these tutorials from current slide. If I went into these templates, so it's Canva design and it's a tutorial edit. So if I click on this for you, what you'll see is here, it shows you how to do each of these things I've been trying to show you quickly. So templates to apply to shine. So how you do it is I've sent you a link to it. So it shows you how to get inspired with the template. So it shows you to go to the design tab and then to drag and drop the template on the page. So you're actually in the exact place you need to be. So here's the design tab. And then if you want to replace the current page with this design, you click on it and it says, click on it and then apply style to page. So it applied style to page. So you can see you've just changed that to the template that you've just chose over here. So again, what did I do? I went to design. I found the template that I really like, perhaps this one. I click on the three dots and I say apply style to page. So it's now applied the style to page. So that's how you do this one. If you're looking to find your style, then again, you go to the design, hover over the templates, and then apply style. Then click on apply style to page and apply style to page. And again, we're changing it to the to that page. There's all sorts of different tutorials here on how you would change these elements. So there's all sorts of things you can do here. If you want to put a video in your Canva, just like I did earlier. So it goes to elements, and under the elements, you can go and find videos. And I have a bunch of videos that are already uploaded. So let me go to my videos. I go images or videos, and I can apply a video to this area if I want. So if I went again to my uploads and my videos, and perhaps I want to put a video right there. So now it looks, so you can see the how you can upload it. Again, you go to elements, click on videos, you can search and then bring a video over here. Or you can go to upload your own video. If you have videos, you can upload your own videos, upload your own images from your desktop. Okay, so this is a nice little tool that shows you how to do many different things that are kind of unusual. So if I'm just starting from scratch, if I want to go to home and I want to start from scratch and I'd like to create a document. So let's see, what would I do? So perhaps it's an Instagram document, just a square post, or a document, could be a written document, or it could be a presentation. Let's just start with a square post on Instagram. I click on a square post, it gives me the canvas, which is why it's called Canva. And then I could look at templates. Perhaps I want to look at Black Friday because Black Friday is coming up. So it gives you all sorts of different Black Friday ideas. So I go through and I thought, okay, maybe I want to use this one. So I click on that. Then I would put in my own colors. If my colors aren't correct, I can, so if I'm clicking on this, you can see there's colors here. And these are the colors that are currently in this in this template that I chose. Perhaps I don't like that as you saw earlier. What am I going to do? I click here and I can apply style to page. So it's applying this style to the page. If I want, I can add another page to it. Perhaps I want to apply her. So now if I can go to a blank one, perhaps I want to go to template and I want to look at flyer for webinar. So if I look at flyer for webinar, it's giving me a number of different thoughts, and perhaps this one makes sense. I have 3 speakers at my next webinar, so I click on this, and then I'm able to change the uh, Canva, the writing on it very simply. I'm able to change the image because this person's not speaking. So I would click on here and I would go to my uploads because I've asked the people that are speaking to give me their photos. So let me go down here and I find a photo. Perhaps she's speaking. And now I'm going to also utilize what I just showed you on removing the background. So I've replaced her with someone else, and I'm just going to click on the image and remove background. So now there it goes. The background's removed. Pretty cool, right? So perhaps I'll have him as one of the speakers. So I'm going to increase him a little bit in size and bring this down a bit. But I also want to remove the background. So I click here, remove the background. I think that's Robin Blackbird. And so I have him speaking there, and you can see how easy it is to customize this for the right, so that I've got people speaking, and my husband's nephew, grandson. So he's speaking. So now we've got 3 people speaking. You put their names here, their titles, and oops, and this is, made it so much easier, right? Now, if I wanted to, I can change this color to match my brand kit. So you can see my brand kit is here. So this color is what they gave me in the template, but I want it to match my brand kit. So I've just changed it to my colors. So that's pretty cool how that works too, right? And so I'm changing all of that to my brand kit. Okay, so you can see how that works beautifully. Now, I wanted to also show you a little bit about AI. So I've written something here, balance and structure, flexibility, no clue. I would change this to my own logo, of course. So I would go to my uploads and I would upload a file. Let me upload this beautiful logo. So it uploads simply just like that. So I'm going to put this right here. Rid of that. So I have this logo now as part of it. Okay, so that's great. But so now if I wanted to change this color, and I thought I'd like it to match this logo, what it does is it actually, every photo that you've just uploaded, it brings here so you can select the colors from the logo. So now I'm matching it to that logo, which is just absolutely beautiful. So that's one of the things I wanted to show you. And of course, I can download this as a JPEG or as a PNG, so we can now use this flyer whichever way we want. And what else did I show you? We can resize it if we want it to be a different type of file. So that's just right here. So those are some really cool things. One thing I haven't shown you yet is AI. So say I don't like how this is written. I've thrown something together, but I'd like it to be improved a little bit. What do you think you click on? Right here, you click on this pencil, Magic Write. So you click on Magic Write, and I want to shorten it. I want to rewrite it or a custom prompt. Um, we talked about prompts when we did our AI workshop or webinar. So you want to think about telling it who you are, what you want it to, what you'd like it to say, and it will change it for you. But let me just say, I want to make it more fun. So it's going to take it and it's going to make it more fun. So I replace what's written there with something that was more fun. And of course, as I said on the AI webinar, AI is a hybrid situation. Never just trust it. Look at what it wrote and make sure it's your voice and you change it appropriately. So again, this one, maybe I want to change it. It's not appropriate to what I want. Maybe I want it to be more formal. So I click on more formal. I'm not sure how you would make that more formal. Because it was pretty formal. So I'm going to replace it. Just said the and is all it put in there to make it more formal. Okay, so that's how easy it is to create your digital marketing with this. Let me get rid of these because they had nothing to do with what most of you guys do. Black Friday, delete, delete. So now if I want to turn this to be alive, what I would normally do with a flyer is I would turn it to so that it was something that was interactive. I would then take this and duplicate it. So I have a second page and maybe I would have a video from this person. So I would keep the colors in the background and then I would just have something where I would just add her as a video talking, which would work out really well. So I would get rid of these guys, everything to do with them. And then I would just go to my uploads because I've uploaded her as a video. She's one of my clients. They sell shoes. And I always have videos of her talking about shoes somewhere. So here it is. So I would just and I would just probably have her in here talking about what she's going to be talking about at the oops, sorry, stop her from talking. And it gives it some dimension. So now when you're playing this, um, it starts here. You can have it last for a few seconds or 5 seconds. This person, and you have a video about who is speaking at your webinar or workshop. So it's so powerful. So there are many other So the big thing is the branding. The big thing is knowing that if I'm working on something for somebody and I'd like my logo, their logo in here, I bring that in so I can match whatever I'm working on to their colors. So how did I do that? I brought in their logo and then I want to maybe match the font to their colors. I would then click on the colors of the font and I would go here and I would change it so it matches um, all of the white to this beige or whatever that is. So it's changed that as you can see, so it matches it all the way through. The resizing, I can go to the resizing, add a video, add whatever it is I want to this. I can turn it alive. I would create it as a flyer. Then I would probably also create it as a reel. So I'm putting it out there so people see it a couple different ways. Now, there are some of the things that are new in our here at uh, um, Canva is all the AI tools. They have a whole bunch of AI tools now that you're able to go in and look at and decide if you'd like to use. And where are they? They're kind of new. They're right here under apps. So under these apps, you can go in and you can look at all sorts of AI powered tools. The one that I've been using a lot lately is the QR code, where I'm going to put in a hello art or just QR code, and it creates a QR code for me because they become really popular where people want to put an AR code on their flyers. So with this QR code. It's called Q Art. I really like it. Give it the code, the URL you want it to go to, but you can also, if it's going to be a webinar on finance or if it's going to be something to do with a certain topic, you can have it give it art on top of your QR code, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of a neat one. But again, where do you find all these? You go over to your down here, you scroll down until you get to apps, and you can find all of your AI elements on here. So you can create so many different things. All I would do is I'd go in and I would practice with them and see which is something you may want to use.